Hello everyone and welcome to today's PC video. In this video I bought this quite a while ago, a £10 GPU from CEX. Now this particular GPU is the GeForce GTX 260 by Zotac. It has, I believe, 800 and something megabytes of VRAM, and I'm not too sure on the other specs, so I'll put them on screen now because I can look them up now. Let's just install it in my PC, take out my 4060 OC, which is like, if you don't know what that means, that's like an overclocked version. It comes pre-overclocked from factory. Unplug all the monitor cables and get the GPU set up. Okay, so for this particular GPU, we require a DVI to HDMI adapter, which luckily I do have one already. I also have one for VGA and a DisplayPort to HDMI 2, because it's a good handy thing to have when you make videos like I do. Lovely, starting up, and let's get into just installing the drivers first, which, because this GPU is so old, I already know it's going to be an absolute pain, but fingers crossed it won't take too long. So let's get on to that now. Okay, so I'm testing this on GTA 5. I was using a screen recording software to do this test, but whilst I was using that screen recording software, it absolutely killed the frame rate. Now this is on fairly low settings already, so you know, we don't want to go too low. So I'll just film it on my iPhone. I don't know what car I want to use. These are all my old cars from before I switched to enhanced, so it's like the bad cars that I don't like pretty much. I don't even know. No, the Countach will be out there. Right. Sorry for the dirt on here, but it's all I can really do at the moment. So bearing in mind, this is on a GPU from 2008 in Grand Theft Auto Online, so not even the regular GTA, it's the online version. So that's quite impressive actually. I was expecting more towards 15 FPS, which is what I was getting whilst recording. I mean, I'm not being funny, you can see it's fairly pixelated with all of the cars, but I would consider this playable. Like, anything above 25 FPS to me is playable, and it's not even the worst graphics. I mean, technically it is the worst graphics settings, but realistically it's not too bad. And I suppose if I was in an invite-only session, I'd probably be getting a lot better FPS, because of course there's less people, less players in the game, and then there's less need for like communicating on the Wi-Fi and all that stuff, which I've noticed like in some other YouTubers' tests on various different types of hardware online on a invite only session, which is basically, for those of you that don't play GTA or don't know this, an invite only session is basically, it puts you into a lobby, an online lobby, but just with yourself, and obviously you can invite your friends to that lobby, but I'm just in a regular online at the moment. So I think for the next part of this test, I'm going to go into an invite only session and see how many frames we get on that one. Let's just sort my mouse out because the DPI is well off. Alright. Find new session. I haven't played GTA in ages. I mean, there's no chance this thing's going to load up GTA Enhanced, so I have to use a Legacy for this one. I'm also in the middle of filming a video for the ThinkPad, so I will be playing Legacy on that too. But they're both in progress at the same time. I actually have no idea what's going to come out first. Probably this video will come out first, so you'll probably see the ThinkPad one afterwards. I'm not too sure, to be fair, but most likely the ThinkPad video will come out afterwards. So let's just go back into our car. I mean, the frames, it's pretty much the same at the moment. I mean, it might not be too much of a difference, but it might make a little bit of a difference. I have noticed that for some people there's quite a bit of a difference, but so far, I mean, it's getting the same sort of frame rate as before. Does have a little bit of lag sometimes, but all in all, not too terrible. I mean, this is using my Ryzen 5 5600X, so you'd probably be expecting a little less frame rate, little bit less FPS for a CPU that's kind of, not that matches the era of this GPU, because that's not going to be playable at all, but like for something like a 4th gen i5 or something, you'll probably be expecting a 10 to 5 FPS drop, something around that sort of like ballpark. I'm not too sure because I haven't really tested it, but I did use a 1GB VRAM card with an i5 2500, I think. Or no, i5 2400, that was it. So 2nd gen i5, and it was getting about 30 FPS on similar settings to this. Maybe a bit higher settings, I'm not too sure. But this is full 16:9 ratio with, I don't know what settings, it's just the lowest settings on Legacy, but playing at a very respectable 30 frames. I'm pretty sure this is even locked to 30 FPS. I'm not too sure. I mean, it's saying that at one point we got 245 frames, but that would have been in menus. And I haven't seen anything over 30 so far that I've noticed. I mean, it might have come up, but I haven't really been looking at that. But yeah, it will drop during some, like, you know, like if there's a lot of shooting and stuff, it will probably drop a little bit. But all in all, not too bad for a GPU from 2008 that cost me £10 from CEX. And I mean, £10 on Marketplace is one thing. £10 on CEX, you're getting so much worse price to performance, because of course they're more of like a retailer rather than you're finding like a special lucky deal in your local area. Okay, so now that we are finished with GTA 5, it is time for a bit of old Minecraft. Well, I say old Minecraft, but this version is from about 2 months ago. I tried the latest version and it was getting about 30 to 40 FPS, but I decided for the sake of this video, I would install a couple of months older version, which runs slightly better than the version that I was on. But anyway, enough of that yap. As you can see, we are comfortably sitting around 100 FPS on average. I mean, I know it's saying 69 frames on average, but that is just because when I was idling. Alright, so this is a game called Talk Drift. It's free on Steam. I've used it in a couple of my like sort of benchmarking videos. So let's do this one. It's gonna be questionable. I don't know what graphics settings it's on. I'm pretty sure it's on the lowest. Right, let's just use this car. This is looking terrible at the moment. Okay, it might be playable though. I mean, 20 FPS, it's not great, but I would say that's kind of playable, although it does look rubbish. It's like barely playable. It's on the verge of being unplayable, I'd say. Okay, so slightly after recording that last clip, I discovered that there are some other graphical settings that can be changed, not lowered, but FPS limits and stuff like that. And also it's set to, I believe, 1440p or something like that. So I'm going to change some of the settings to get better frames, and we will see how that goes in this clip. Okay, so there's not going to be another game, I have decided, but I did tweak the settings on Talk Drift, and now I'm getting it at 30 FPS, like solid 30 FPS. So I have a feeling if I tweak some more settings, like I'm going to put this up to 1080p, and then we'll see how it does then. Because, okay, this is actually really playable. I'm getting between 28 and 31 FPS on 1080p, which is actually quite good. I'm going to even try one more thing, and there's like a base, let's put like the car detail to on, right? That's going to do something maybe. So I don't know what that exactly does, but perhaps we've maybe got a bit more detail. Yeah, I suppose we've got some details on the car, and that's still staying at 30 FPS. So I'm going to put car interior to on, car destruction to on, car shader to on, and then let's try that. Okay, still at 30 FPS because I know it's locked. By the way, this is on a £10 GPU. It cost me £10 from CEX, and it's achieving that frame rate. I feel like there's some sort of like cap on. Yeah, there is. Let's just put it to no cap. I mean, I doubt it's going to achieve anything over 40 anyway, but right, let's try that. Retry. Alright, I mean, it's not doing much. It's now at 33 with these settings though, so we'd probably be getting about 45 on the settings that I was on previously, like 720p, no details and all that. But we've also got car destruction on, which is quite good. I don't even think I've had that on a test on this game before, because I only played it when I was on bad GPUs. But yeah, I'm actually impressed with how it's handled this game, because I had to run it on lower settings on a GT 710, I believe, which is a 2GB card. But yeah, I'm actually very impressed with how this GPU has performed in this test. If you guys would like to see more videos like this, please do let me know in the comments and hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video.